The words are cut us off.
Yep.
All right, we got it. Hi, I'm Kristin Clark, and I'm here with Bobby Hood for College Planning Untangled, where we help families simplify the college planning process. And, we've been delving into a little bit more than just the college planning process, Bobby. We've started to get into some topics about just kids being happy at school and adjusting and all that good stuff, which is one of the things we're talking about today.
Absolutely. Great things to talk about, as we're getting close to move-in date, right, for the new college freshman.
Yes, I'm seeing it all over Facebook where families are starting to pack up their dorm room essentials and getting ready to make that trek. So
Hmm.
it's a big day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about today, it's really 12 things, is what should a college freshman make sure that they do to acclimate to school? And this is a list that's straight from a college student. So let's go ahead and dive in. And the very first one is go to a football game or a sporting event.
Yeah, I think that is a really good suggestion. And like, you don't need to go to all the games or whatever, but I think going to one is a nice thing to do, even if you're not into the sports stuff. It's just a good way to see, like the enthusiasm of the student body and all that.
Yeah, it really is about team spirit and, really starting to embrace your college and get that cool vibe, right? I mean, that's
Right.
a big part of school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and I remember knowing people who had never gone to a football game, and I think they missed out on a little bit, but they also were doing other stuff too. And there are lots of different things to do. And this is about, trying everything out, right? Going and don't not just sitting in your room. Because if you just sit in your room and never do anything, you're probably gonna end up not liking it, not making any friends and dropping out,
Yeah,
transfer.
and I think you're right. I think you're missing out if you don't just try everything at least once.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And this is all about meeting people too, which we talk about a lot, right?
For
Number
sure.
two, number two is join a club or Greek life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So one of the things that we've talked about on this is, a big part of fitting in college and feeling like you're part of the community is being a part of the community. And you really have
Mhm.
to put your best foot forward on that and make sure that you're getting out there, meeting people and really, embracing everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think if you don't go look at the list of clubs, you don't realize that most colleges have hundreds of clubs. So like anything you're interested in, there's a club for it. So, and if not, join start one, like
Yeah.
there's a million clubs. And
Yes.
so you can find people who are like you very, who have similar interests to you very easily.
And I'm going to go back to, I say this all the time, the very first day on a college campus, I changed my name from Chris, which everybody used to call me, to Kristin.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like this you becoming you. And I think that's true with clubs and organizations. You might want to
Hmm.
try something that at home everybody would have been like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Right.
And now you're like, I want to try it. So be yourself, get out there, try new things.
That's a really good point, is that college is your opportunity to expand and reinvent yourself and be whoever you want to be.
Yep. Number three, try every dining hall on campus. Now, this one I love for a couple of reasons. It goes
Mhm.
back to find a partner in crime, go to different dining halls, see who all the people are. That's the first thing. The second thing to me is, guys, these meals, as elaborate as they seem the very first time you go to college, they're all going to feel the same after about what, a month?
Yes.
Yeah. So try the different halls because they might have different food, and if not, at least there's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. Different types of people hang out at different ones, that sort of thing. Absolutely. Yeah, it's yeah, don't just get stuck into one thing, just the first place or the nearest place to your not, your hall where you live.
Here's the other thing that I hear from parents all the time, and I see this on Facebook. We've got money left in my account from the food, your whole plan.
Hmm.
Guys, use it up. Use
Yeah.
it, use it, use it, use it, use it. And I would even tell you, parents, when you go to visit, have them swipe you in, use those up,
Right.
right?
Yeah, why leave
Um,
that money on the table? Yeah.
because you leave it on the table.
Hmm.
You don't use it and it's gone. That's the way it works. Number four, start a study group.
I think that's key, right? Because everybody's gonna be doing all these social activities. If you're not careful, you'll do nothing but just do social stuff, and then you'll get terrible grades, right? So a fun way to meet people is create a study group, and then then you can reinforce each other's study habits, and also make friends, and also do fun stuff too.
And you might even get better grades because
Oh my
somebody else
gosh,
is,
totally.
thinking of a different way to do this than you would might think of.
I think people miss this. That like, I mean, I think I made that mistake to some extent in law school. Like I thought, oh, I'm just going to do it all on my own and study all on my own, and other people were in study groups, and I should have been in a study group. Like it was
Bobby,
terrible.
I wasn't in one. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Now, I was an art major, so there were some that I
right.
really couldn't, but let's face it, I could have been in some study groups and I didn't take advantage of it. And I
Yeah,
and I
me either.
do and I wasn't the best studier, to be quite honest with you, so I probably could have learned a thing or two.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, number
So,
5. Explore the nearest big city. Road trip.
right.
Need we say
Absolutely.
more? I mean, it's
Yeah.
fun, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Number 6, attend office hours for every professor.
There's no way to overstate that. I mean, you're going to get better grades if you go to professors' office hours. Not that they're just going to automatically give them to you. You just will because you'll talk to them and you'll understand them better and they'll understand you better. And, you know, you can't help. It's not going to hurt your grades, right?
Right. And
And
not
you'll
only
make
that,
friends with the professor and then they'll write recommendation letters if you need them and all that. And they'll be a
yes,
mentor to you and all those things that you
all the things. And if you don't try, that's none of that's going to happen. The other part I would say is, in some of these larger group like halls that you're in, where you're in
would.
300 kids, there's no way for those professors to know all those kids. But if you make the effort, you at least have a fighting chance.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think it's another thing I did not do very much. And I just thought it's like, oh, you only go there if you like are in trouble or you can't figure something out or whatever. But no, just go in there and visit and say hi at least once for each professor.
Yep. Number 7, participate in a large lecture. So on this one, it's all about you're sitting in that huge room. There are 300 people in there. You've got a professor standing at the front of the room, and you're raising your hand and answering a question. It's huge because if you think about it, Bobby, again, who are they going to remember? The kids that participate. And if it makes you feel more comfortable, sit up close.
Yeah.
If that's the best way to handle that, so you don't feel so crazy like you're sticking out, sit up close.
Yeah, and also it's just so easy in those big lectures to just get bored and fall asleep or something. And so if you're trying to figure out what you could ask a question about or what question you could raise your hand and answer, then that keeps you active and you are watching, right? You are like looking at what's happening, you are invested in what's happening. It just will make you, more likely to retain more of the info. Yeah, very important.
What's the next one on the list? Because I'm putting these in the chat so that people know what
So,
they are.
find a professor that can be a mentor to you. So, we've talked about mentoring before and how that is one of the keys to being successful in the future is finding someone who can mentor you, a professor who will be a mentor to you during college. And step one of that is by going to their office hours, right? But professors, that I mean, most professors want to do things like that. They want to actually inspire students and see them do well. So, if you just give them the opportunity and talk to them and show that you're interested, you will suddenly find you have a mentor without realizing.
Here's another thing I think, Bobby, that students feel like sometimes like they're bugging the
Mhm.
professor. And one of the things I tell a lot of my clients is you're paying
Yeah.
bug the professor. That's part of their job.
Mhm.
So let's make it happen, guys.
For sure.
Yep. What's the next one?
So the next one is go to all of the freshman only events. And I think that is key. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm too cool. That's only for the nerds or whatever. But I mean, I still have friends that I remember meeting at the freshman orientation when I was at college. I mean, I'm friends with them still 30 years later, so absolutely go to any of the freshman only events, even if you figure it'll be cheesy or whatever. Just go. You'll have fun.
Go, and I'm going to add something else to that.
Mhm.
All the students that I've met that have not acclimated, that have suffered or struggled that freshman year, this is one thing they didn't do because they were afraid that nobody would like them or they wouldn't meet people, and they were just nervous about making that first step.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the same boat, guys. Just
Right.
do it. Yeah. I mean, it is so huge. And
Absolutely.
yeah. So guys, if you want to struggle your freshman year, don't meet people. Okay.
Yeah,
And it's,
for sure.
I can't make it any clearer. You got to step out and you got to do it. And it's hard. We all get it and we all have to do it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's key. Okay, and then the next thing is go on a road trip with friends, which is what we talked about, visiting the nearest big city, but that might be something you could do in 20 minutes or something. But yeah, go on a road trip. I did a few of those during college, and those are lifetime memories, absolutely. And it's just part of the experience, right? Of being independent, going somewhere. Yeah.
not only that, but you've got a great opportunity to go and visit your high school friends and introduce them to your new college friends
Oh, that's
and
fun.
have a shared experience, right?
Hmm. Yeah, that
Right.
totally. Yeah, that's great. Okay, and then number 11, make friends with upper class people, right? Don't just hang out with people in your own year. I mean, just for me, just strategically, my gosh, being friends with a sophomore, junior, or senior, like they're gonna tell you the ropes of like all the tricks, all the good professors to take, and all the things you don't think about, right? Like, absolutely,
I'll
right?
tell you another one, and that is when you get out of college,
Hmm.
the more people you know, the better options you have as far as jobs, because these people are out getting jobs before you are.
There's no question that every friend you make, every connection you make during college, the amount of benefit that can have for you just purely in your career is insane. No matter
It
what career you end up doing. It
yes,
doesn't matter if
and
you're making pottery, you're gonna have people who want to buy your pottery. Like, I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
I mean, look at Bobby, you talk all the time about all the people that you met in college, and now their kids are
Mhm.
clients of yours,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know?
It's
So it's exponential.
yeah, 100%. And then the very last thing, and this is really, really a great last thing, go to the campus fitness center and exercise, because everybody hears the jokes about the freshman 15 pounds that you gain as a freshman if you don't. And I sure as heck did it myself. I did not ever exercise at the fitness center, and I absolutely gained weight every year in college. It was terrible, and it put me at a disadvantage, forever. And
It's a real thing for sure.
the fitness centers are
Mhm.
so great. And I think part of it is like feeling intimidated, like, oh, everybody in there is like all super fit or whatever. But they're not. You just think that, right? You
And
should
let's
just
go
go.
back to meeting more people, because when you go and you go at a certain time every day or every week, you're going to run into the same people and you're going to start to know those people. You know,
Absolutely.
there's no magic to this, Bobby, if you think about it.
Yep.
All of this is meeting people, getting involved with your professors, the stuff that we talk about on the Gallup Purdue study.
Hmm.
This all falls right into line with that. So yeah, but the neat thing is we've given you a list now, so you have ideas. So when you go off to
Absolutely.
college,
It's really funny because, yeah, you could just condense this list to just don't sit in your room, right? And I would say if I added one thing to this list, it's just straight up just walk around campus during the day and just be outside, right? I mean, I know friends that I am still friends with because I was just standing in front of one of the buildings and someone walked past and we got in a conversation. I was just sort of standing there because I had a few minutes for my class and I was just standing outside, like simply not being in your room, because if you're in your room, you're not going to meet anyone, right? So it's that simple.
it's that simple. Yep. All right.
Well, great.
Thanks, Bobby, and we will talk next week.
Absolutely. Bye bye.